Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. This is the Bayliner XR7 and I'm going to be doing some modifications to it, namely the radio and the gauge cluster. The gauge cluster hasn't been working ever since I got this boat and I've been meaning to get it fixed. I tried to do it locally but the guys couldn't fix it, so I decided to do the problem on my own. I wonder if I've bitten more than I can chew, but it's a good challenge and it keeps me busy. This is the gauge cluster that I'm working on. So this doesn't work, and that doesn't work, which means only the speedometer and the voltmeter works. The trim doesn't work, the depth finder does work, and the tachometer, zilch. Also the head unit does work, but the Bluetooth is not working. So I actually have to change that also, which is such a waste because this is still working, although I might be able to transfer it to one of the other vehicles that we have in the farm. Okay, we're gonna have to abort today because I am ill-equipped and I need to collect all the materials that I'm going to use for tomorrow so that tomorrow I can do it with one swoop, hopefully with one swoop. And we are back in the boat and I've collected all the tools I think we might need to do this project. I decided to do the gauges first because those are going to be the more difficult one in terms of like taking the gauges out, cleaning the harness out, and figuring out the wiring after. I'm gonna run my hand underneath here and remove the back bolts of the gauges, which means I needed my toolbox. I should probably just time-lapse this. This is going to take a while. It's now 8 a.m. Alright, the gauges are out and I've grouped the wirings, hoping that I could just remove all the wiring, and I had to figure this out. It looks like the vacuum port for the speedometer. Right now we're going to be removing this carbon trim and try to save it because that's actually a great pattern to work with already, seeing as I just need to add an extra border to cover everything, so hopefully this doesn't rip out on me. Wow, that was very difficult, but we are out. So I ended up just bending the bracket. I know it looks complicated, but really it isn't. You just need to follow the color coordination or the labels. This is the new head unit I got. It is a JBL head unit, and the nice thing with this head unit is it has a volume knob instead of a button. So what usually happens when you're on the boat is when you're going very fast, you normally put the sound system up, which means up, 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 and then when you slow down, the volume's very loud, so that it's actually too loud. So the nice thing with having a knob is you can easily go down to minimal volume when you slow down and then pump it up again immediately as soon as you start riding. This head unit looks way bigger. This is gonna be a problem. Did not anticipate that. Seeing how it's been crimped on, then I'm just gonna follow the same procedures where I brought down my crimping tool and we're just gonna proceed to cut and then just re-splice everything into this new harness. Hopefully everything is good. This is what I'm upgrading the gauges to. It is actually a nice touchscreen panel from Mercury, which basically talks to the engine directly. That's my pattern sheet. There you go. Here's the final product, letting the black paint dry, and then we're gonna bring it down to the boat. Let me show you guys what I'm working with. This is the hole which is accessing behind the dashboard, and here's the wiring harness that I need to figure out which ones to remove. So first order of business is to pull out all those wires that were left in there, but this is a nightmare. If you can see, It's not pretty, and I gotta figure out which ones need to go. There is our hole, although it's not centered as you can see with that, but it's the best I could do. I am itching all over thanks to the fiberglass. Okay, not so bad. Fiberglass is the itchiest stuff when it's ground down like this. A bit used to it from the car shop, but you can actually never get really used to it because it's always itchy and technically bad for me to breathe in. In our head unit, we're just gonna look for the auxiliary in case that we need to run the 3.5-inch jack. There you go. The harness is as easy as just plugging it in here. Sadly, we won't be able to test this just yet because I do want to wait for the gauge cluster to be done, but you can position that there. Here's our bracketing. I've managed to pull out all these wires already. This guy, I actually don't know where he's headed. He went to a switch, which actually doesn't make sense that he's going to switch knowing that this is for the gauges. So here's our module. This is the junction box interface cable, which plugs in this way and then has a snap connector. This plugs to the J box over here. So as you can see, we've finished running the cable up here. There you go. Try not to scratch the monitor with the screwdriver. This is the moment of truth. We are going to put the key in and this should all light up. Radio and the Vesselview units. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. And we have a light on it. This is so cool. So I'm gonna do a setup now. Is it gonna turn on? Nope. There you go. We will play our Epidemic playlist. Actually got some new sounds. So let's play this one. It's the end of the day. Literally have spent more than 8 hours on this boat. It's 5:06. I started like 7:40 and we got most of it done, although I think I'm missing a power block connector, which means I need to research if I really need it and if there's a local source for it, because right now the viewfinder is showing us the GPS, but it's not giving us any engine data, which is not the reason why I bought it. I don't need a GPS for this small lake. I do need the engine data, but the radio works, the Bluetooth works, and it sounds great. So I'm gonna leave this right now. I'm not gonna wrap everything up just yet because I gotta come back tomorrow to install the side navigation lights, which are cracking, and hopefully work out the front fog lights. This one's gonna be a little harder because it's over the water, but we'll get it done. Good morning, it is another day and I'm back on the boat. So apparently when I was doing the conversion from the gauges to the Vesselview screen, I lacked a part, and I didn't know I lacked a part, but I had to ask the local Mercury dealer for help. And basically I needed this part. It's called a starter kit. I don't know why they didn't tell us that we needed this part, and none of the websites that I read when they were upgrading their boats mentioned that we needed this part. So I thought I had a defective system. I had to review my wiring, but now everything's okay. I'm gonna install this part and hopefully the monitor will work and give us all our engine display readouts. Sorry that took a while. This is such a boring shot. I'm gonna fast forward everything and just give you guys the snippets. Connected this, guys, put the power on, gotta get a second fuse, and then now we're gonna bring or remove the console on top so that we can access the other connector so we can plug in the last terminator plug. Alright, this is the final look for now. I just strapped everything up. I'm not too happy with it, but I will revisit it when I do have time again. It is the weekend, so I would want to use the boat. I just need a fuse for this guy and we're all good. Sorry about the glare, guys. The roof is down and I just wanted to finish this video showing you guys what the new monitor looks like. The nice thing with this setup is it actually does have a cruise control. The only thing that isn't working for me right now is the fuel, which I have a harness for and I just need to reprogram. And I also did not buy a new depth finder because it didn't make sense to have another monitor in such a small boat, and I didn't want to put back that singular gauge because it looked out of place. So this is what I do when I want to go back to the engine menu or the engine parameters, and it gives you a little check engine there, voltage up there, and then the fuel, RPM and kilometers per hour, and then if you tap it again you can get the fuel, program that, which I still need to install a new harness just to detect the fuel. Then you can get this data as well, and it gives you the runtime hours on when you need to service your motor. Overall, super happy with this, and I can recommend it for anyone who's running a Mercury setup, that this is awesome. So there you have it. The upgrades on the boat are done. I haven't done the lights because I don't want to do it over the water because I might drop the screws like I did last time when I was fixing the headlights. So I will wait to do the external lights later on when I decide to paint the boat and bring it out of the water so that we can do a general cleaning. But for now, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I know it's not my usual content for cars and farming, and it's something different as usual. I think my channel is the most mixed channel in the local YouTube history. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this different video that I made, and as usual, I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye!